You flip the switch. Darkness. You are perfectly safe in your own home. The doors are locked. The windows are shut, but your heart pounds. This is nyctophobia. The fear of the dark. It is the most common fear in human history, but it is also the most illogical. You are an adult. You know your room is empty. You know monsters aren't real. So why is your ancient brain screaming danger? I'll tell you why. Because your brain knows a terrible secret. The dark is not empty. It is an information void, and your brain is genetically programmed to fill that void. With teeth, stay with me. By the end of this video, I will prove that your fear of the dark isn't a weakness or a childish fantasy. It is the single oldest and most rational survival strategy you have. To understand the fear, we first have to understand the failure. The failure of your own machinery. We like to think of humans as apex predators. And during the day, our eyes are engineering marvels. We have millions of cone cells that give us brilliant color vision and high-definition focus. We can spot a ripe fruitor, a threat from a mile away. But the moment the sun goes down, your superpower is stripped away. Human night vision is biologically weak. We rely on rod cells. They are colorblind and blurry. We lack the tapetum, lucidum, that reflective layer behind the retina that gives cats, lions, and wolves their glowing night vision. When the lights go out, you don't just see less. You become biologically incompetent. And evolution hates incompetence. Let's travel back to the savannah 2 million years ago. The sun is setting. This was not a peaceful transition. It was a changing of the guard. The day belonged to us. But the night belonged to them. The lions, the leopards, the hyenas. These are creatures that evolved specifically to exploit our weakness. Their pupils dilate to massive sizes. Their hearing is tuned to frequencies we can't even register. They move in silence. For early humans, nightfall wasn't just bedtime. It was a daily siege. Every sunset was a survival lottery. The survival strategy for our ancestors was simple. Find a cave, build a fire, and do not go out until the sun comes back. Think about the hominid who wasn't afraid. The curious one, the brave one who thought, "I'll go for a walk in the dark." He didn't come back. He was eaten. Silently. He was removed from the gene pool. We are the descendants of the cowards. We are the children of the paranoid. We are descended from the one who heard a twig snap in the blackness, felt a spike of pure, adrenal-fueled terror, and froze. Your nyctophobia is not a glitch. It is a multi-million-year-old survival program that screams, "You are blind. The hunters are out. Do not move." But here is where the psychology gets truly terrifying. If the dark is just an absence of light, why do we see things in it? Why does a pile of clothes on a chair suddenly look like a person sitting there? Why does a coat hanging on the door look like a tall, thin intruder? This is a phenomenon called Pareidolia, and it is your brain trying to save your life. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. Its number one job is to identify faces. Why? Because faces mean intent. A face could be a friend, but more likely, a face staring at you in the dark is a predator or an enemy. When you are in the dark, your visual data is incomplete. Your brain hates vacuum. So, it goes into overdrive. It takes the vague shape of the clothes, the shadow in the corner, and it forces a pattern onto it. And it always defaults to the false positive. Think about the math of survival. If you see a shadow and your brain thinks it's nothing, but it's actually a lion, you die. If you see a shadow and your brain thinks lion, but it's actually just a rock, but you survive. You feel silly, but you are alive. Evolution rewards the paranoid. We evolved to see monsters in the shadows because the people who didn't see them didn't survive to become our ancestors. It's not just your eyes. It's your ears. Have you ever noticed that your house seems to get louder at night? The settling of the wood, the wind outside, the hum of the fridge suddenly. They sound like footsteps. This is auditory hypervigilance. When your primary sense vision goes offline, your brain frantically reallocates power to your audio processing centers. It turns up the volume knob to maximum. You are straining to hear the snap of a twig. You are listening for the breath of the predator. This creates a feedback loop of terror. You hear a noise. Your adrenaline spikes. The adrenaline sharpens hearing and dilates pupils. More noises, panic. This state of hyperarousal is exhausting. It is the feeling of being hunted. And in the modern world, safe in your apartment. It feels like madness. But on the savannah, it was the only thing keeping you from being dragged away in your sleep. There is one final, terrifying layer to this. The moment between waking and sleeping. Throughout history, every culture has stories of the night hag, the shadow man, or the demon on the chest. It's the sensation of waking up in the dark, unable to move, with a dark figure standing over you or sitting on your chest. We used to think this was supernatural. Now, we know it's biological. It's called sleep paralysis. When you dream, your brain paralyzes your muscles so you don't act out your dreams. Sometimes, you wake up before that paralysis turns off. Your mind is awake, your eyes are open, but your body is dead weight. Your amygdala, fear center, panics. It tries to explain why you can't move. It accesses your deepest, most primal file. I am being held down. There is a predator on me. It hallucinates the shadow man. It projects the monster directly into your room to explain your helplessness. It is the ultimate collision of our biology and our fear of the dark. So, let's return to that feeling. You are in your bed, the lights are out, and you feel that cold chill. We tell children, don't be afraid. There's nothing there. But your brain knows better. It knows that for 99.9% of our species' history, there was something there. Nyctophobia isn't a fear of the dark. It is a fear of being helpless. It is the fear of losing your mastery over the world. It is the fear of returning to the bottom of the food chain. So the next time you check the closet, or look twice at that shadow in the corner, don't feel childish. Feel ancient. You are simply feeling the oldest, most powerful, and most successful survival instinct on Earth. You are listening to the ghosts of 1,000 ancestors whispering the same advice that kept them alive. Stay in the light, watch the shadows, and survive the night. I'm curious, does the dark trigger visual tricks for you? Do you see faces in the furniture? Or do you just feel a presence? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the dark, subscribe to the Phobia Archive. We have many more fears to uncover.